share. I can share here. You want to share this guy. And I'm going to go like this. And let's open up the chat. Are you good? You good, Mr. Ephraim? You in there? I got. If you make it into my room, I usually don't let anyone into the room until I take attendance as I let you into the room, right? So, you know, so you're good. As long as you made it in, you're good to go. But I am going to go ahead and lock the meeting. I hope everyone had a great weekend. Okay, so we are forging along. I think we are approaching the midterm, right? I will probably update grades once we take the midterm. I have been receiving like a few updates. So I have been receiving the Alex. Can you guys hear me okay? Ali Oxenfree. Hello, hello. Yeah, it looks like it's showing. Okay. Yeah, I've been receiving the progress reports on Alex from my colleague. Okay, so just make sure that everybody needs to be doing at least 25 topics per week, and then a couple of the other rankings needs to do a little bit more, right? But everybody at a minimum needs to be doing at least 25 topics per week. And then the main thing is, as long as your Pearson is in order, and we're doing Alex, you should be fine for my course. The rest of it, we just work it out. It's just like semantics or whatever. Let me see. So we don't have a lot that we have to do on a day to day. As long as we kind of hit our mark each day, then we'll do a little each day, and we'll just be propelled forward, right? So we do kind of have a little bit of a leisure pace. We'll take the time to do what we need to do as far as today is concerned, and then we'll have downtime like usual. I usually like to save like my problem sessions for like Friday, where I go through as many questions as I can. But whenever extra time we have today or any given day, if you want to ask any specific questions over the homework, that's the perfect time, right? So we're here together. We have a lot of downtime. So if you have questions on anything like Alex or on the homework like Pearson, we can knock it out. So this is week 7. We can anticipate the midterm, which is basically just exam 2. That'll take place next week. So I think it should open up next Wednesday, something like that. Be available for a few days to get maximum credit. After next Saturday, then it's a 10% late penalty, right? And that's just going to be over the second half of chapter 1, really leisure, right? So this week we're doing 1.7. For some reason in my mind, I just got this notion that are we one section behind? Let me check really quickly. If I go to our content page, and I just want to see the PowerPoints. So we're doing 1.7. Sorry, we're doing 1.6. Yeah, 1.6 is the last section in chapter 1, right? So the midterm is next week. Thank you. We're not doing anything in PowerPoint right now. Okay. So 1.6 is the last section of chapter 1. And so exam 2 will be over the second half of chapter 1, right? That's kind of how this is going to go. Now that makes me think about, let me see something. So then chapter 2, 1, 2, 3. Oh, is that the end of it? Week 11? There should be more. 12 and 13. Week 8, 2 and 3. That would be what, exam 3? Maybe it's much shorter. That's interesting. Okay. Yeah, so let's rock and roll, and let's hit our mark. So we need to do about 10 slides each day. And just feel free to like either in the chat or unmute yourself if anything is not clear or if you have questions. Also, what would help if you have any, we can go through any homework assignment. So like honestly any assignment that you can access, especially if you can use that Ask My Instructor. Once we finish our mark as far as the lecture notes are concerned, that's a great time to ask those kind of questions. Otherwise, it'll be kind of chill, and I'll just be available for support. I will probably go through the homework on Friday, but I want you to kind of do your best to try to look at it in advance, right? So let's do like this. Let's go view single page. Okay. Let me see. Ali Ali Oxenfree. I think everything is. Check here again. That looks good too. Okay, I'm not gonna stress about that. I'm gonna trust the system. Okay. So last section for chapter 1. We're moving into section 1.6, combining functions and composite functions. Right. So some objectives here. We want to define some basic operational functions. So that's like adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing functions. We want to form composite functions. So we'll see what do we mean by a composite function. And then we're going to explore how to find the domain of a composite function. That's a 3-step process, and we'll talk about it, right? And then we're going to see what do we mean to decompose a function and apply compositions to practical problems. Okay. All right, we are moving and grooving. So, sum, difference, product, and quotient of functions. Let f and g be two functions, then the sum, f plus g, the difference, f minus g, the product, f times g, and the quotient, f divided by g, are functions whose domain consists of the values of g of x. I think that's a typo. I think it's supposed to be g of x. No, it's fine. It says the functions whose domain consists of those values of x that are common in the domains of f and g, except for the quotient one, where all values of x that make the denominator 0 must be excluded. These functions are defined as follows. So we'll go back and explain in greater detail what do we mean by the domain, right? We'll talk about that in just a moment. I think that'll be better when that slide pops up. So we have these operations on functions, right? So given two functions, like we have a function f and a function g, then we can talk about what do we mean was to add the functions together, to subtract the functions, to multiply the functions, and to divide the functions, right? So if we see something like this, right, we see this f plus g of x. This means basically the function f plus the function g. A common error that students do that I've seen, students try to distribute an x. That's not what's going on here. We're not distributing an x. I know it looks like we're distributing, right, but that's not what we're doing. We're not distributing. Again, what this means is basically the function f plus the function g. Again, this is read f plus g of x. And it just means f of x plus g of x. That's all it means. Don't introduce an extra x. That's not what we're doing here. Okay, so once you get past that, the rest of it is really smooth. So then, again, this means basically the function f minus the function g. It just means f of x minus g of x. Right? This means f of x times g of x. All right. Again, we're not introducing an extra x. That's not what we're doing here. And then the quotient one, this means f of x divided by g of x. And we have to throw out any x. Keep in mind, we can't divide by 0, so we got to throw out any x that makes the denominator 0. Okay. Are there any questions on this so far? Okay. If there aren't any questions, I'm going to kind of keep moving. Just stop me either in the chat or feel free to. I think you should be able to unmute yourself for right now. Oh, you can't. Okay, well the chat will suffice for right now, right? So just type in the chat if you need to get my attention. I am monitoring the chat, and we're actually almost done with the lecture for today. It's not like the way this is set up because we have so much extra time. I actually kind of like it. Like we meet for a few minutes each day. We keep progressing through the lecture, and we have a good amount of downtime. And then that gives us a chance to not rush so much. We can kind of take our time and develop the ideas thoroughly. And like versus if we met twice in a week, we would be doing twice as much work. I'm still going to get all the information in there, but it's going to be a completely different rhythm. So I'm just curious. I'm just interested to see, or curious to see how this unfolds. I'm watching the clock. Okay, I think we're okay. So we have these two functions, f of x and g of x, and then find each of the following functions, right? For instance, so let me do the first one. I'll do the first one, and then maybe you guys can take, like, we can get you guys to walk me through the remaining ones, right? Let's see. How do I want to do it? Let's do it this way. Let's add a page here, because this is kind of eating up a little bit more time than I would have liked. And then let me do like this. So the original, we have this f of x equals x squared minus 6x plus 8. And then we have this g of x equals x minus 2. I guess I could just copy the screen. I don't even have to do all that. Let me just delete this. I want to screenshot this. I can get rid of this one. And I want to crop this one. Yeah, this is essentially what I want. Okay. I'm going to take that. I'm going to drop it right here. Just like that. I'm going to go like this. Okay. Okay. So then let's do view like this. Come on. Paper. So I'll do the first one, and then I'm gonna be looking for volunteers for the remaining ones, right? So the first one, I'm feeling purple. Let's see. So for part A, again we have that f of x is what, x squared minus 6x plus 8. G of x is x minus 2, right? So then part A asks us to do f minus g of 4, right? That's what it asks us to do. Okay, so again, what does this mean? This means f of 4 minus g of 4, right? So what we could do, we could go and find f of 4 off to the side. We could find g of 4 off to the side and then subtract the answers, right? I think that's the way I'm going to do it. So if we focus on f of 4, right, well, f of 4 is going to be, we replace all the x's with a 4. So first I do my x's with a blank set of parentheses. And then what goes into the blank in this case? In this case, the 4 goes into the blank. Okay? That's going to be 16, what is that, minus 24 plus 8. What is that, 0? It looks like a 0. Let's go ahead and find g of 4. So g of 4, first I'm going to replace each x with a blank, and then 4 goes into the blank, and that answer is going to be 2. So now if we go back and we do f of 4 minus g of 4, ultimately that's going to be equal to, what is that, 0, 0 minus 2? Which is negative 2, right? So we got a result of negative 2 for part A. Okay. Let me see the time. All right, let me see. I need 5 volunteers. Can I get, actually, you know what? Instead of 5 volunteers, we're going to do the following. We're going to take 10 minutes, right? We're going to do, all right, hopefully we can have some fun. Hopefully you enjoy this. It kind of breaks up our routine a little bit, right? What we're going to do is we're going to break out into breakout rooms, right? So we're going to do some breakout rooms. So let me see. I just want to divide whoever's here into 5 groups. Let me go more. I want to do breakout rooms, right? Because I know you guys can handle this. Come on. What are my options? Breakout rooms. Do I need to like escape or something? What's the deal? Okay. Into 5 rooms. Automatically, 4 to 5 per room is good. Great breakout rooms. Boom. Okay. And let me see some options. Allow participants to allow all participants into breakout rooms automatically. Move all, yes. Allow participants to return, yes. Close after, let's do 8 minutes because we're kind of running short on time. We want to do 8 minutes. I don't even think we need that long. Actually, we're going to do 5 minutes. Countdown we're going to do 2-minute warning. Yeah, I think that'll be fine. Stop. No, go away. Thank you. Okay, let's go. So you should be receiving. So let's go ahead and break out into the breakout rooms. Hopefully you were able to write that down. Can I message all the rooms? Okay, here. I'll just come around to each room.
.4 minutes and 30 seconds. So
yeah, I just realized. Did somebody get a copy of like the question?
Oh, not yet. Let me.
No.
Yeah, I can take a picture right now if you show it to me.
Share. Let me see if I can share the screen.
If you show me a picture, I can
Quick time.
I can take a picture.
Share. Yeah, just screenshot it. It should be there. And let's have you guys do B. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So y'all work on B. I'm gonna move on to the next room and make sure they get a copy. Okay, guys.
All right, thank you.
And I might come back around. Let me see. Breakout rooms. How do I move to the next one? Let me see. I think if I go back here. Okay. Join. Yes. Hey, okay, good. You found it, right? That's why I was coming around to each room to make sure you had a copy of it.
Thanks, Professor.
So let's have this group do question C, right? It shouldn't take you that long, maybe, but you guys can do C. Okay? Can you hear me? Yeah.
We hear you.
Okay. So as long as y'all have this, y'all work C. I need to move to the next room to make sure they have their materials, because I totally forgot to give it to y'all in advance. Breakout rooms. Okay. So they're doing. I did 1, 2. Let's go to 3. A, B, C, D. Join. Oh, I can broadcast to all. That would have been nice. Let's see.
What problem are we supposed to be doing?
Yeah, you can actually pull it from Moodle. Here, let me share my screen and just take a screenshot because I'm trying to go around. I should have did it before I put you guys in the breakout room, but let me. And this group is going to work on question D, right here. I'll probably give you guys some more time. So if somebody can just screenshot it, and you guys are working on D. You got it?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to have to give some more time to the breakout rooms. Breakout rooms, let's see. If I go like this. How do I give it more? Broadcast. I don't want to broadcast. I want to change. I want to give it more time. Hey, were you guys able to get a copy of the question?
Nah, I can't do nothing.
Hang on. So here, let me do this because I meant to do that before I split you guys. I'll do the best I can to give you more time. So someone get ready to screenshot. So you should be able to see it. This group is going to do E. So just do E. So screenshot it, and you can work together and do E. You got it?
Hold on, I might just write it down.
I got to move to the. I got one more group to try to hit up, and I think we're almost out of time. Just hopefully you can screenshot it. Somebody got it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just do the best you can. I'll probably give you guys more time. We'll try to get to this last group. Let's see. How do I give them more time? Keep them open, right? Okay. And that's fine. I'm not gonna worry about the time. And then I want to jump over to this group.
I said, I feel bad.
All right. So yeah, I totally forgot. I meant to. Let me see. The time is up. Do you want? No, no. Keep them open. Um, so I meant to give you. I meant to make sure that you had. Were y'all able to pull a copy of this question?
No.
So let me.
No, sir.
Here, that's okay. So let me. It's here. Just screenshot it, and we'll give you. We'll give everybody like an additional 5 more minutes because we're almost out of time. We'll probably just pick it up from here next time. But go ahead and screenshot it. And this group is working on F. Question F.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll take some more time for that, and I will pull everybody back momentarily.
I see you stay up.
Okay. So we should be back. All right. So let's try to be quick because we're essentially out of time. But let's see how do we do. So the spokesperson for Group B. Let me see. Am my room still there? So can I get somebody from Group B, the one that did question B? I think it was from the first breakout room. Whoever your spokesperson, can you share with us your result? Let me share. Let me share the image again. Okay. Okay. Who did question B? Oh, let me see. Let me do like this. Let's go like this. Okay, try it again. If you did question B. Oh, on the chat. Yeah, unmute yourself. Yeah.
I could try.
Go ahead.
I was in group B.
Like who did question B? What answer did you get?
I got -1/1.
-1/1. Let's see really quickly, right?
Okay.
So let's do. Actually, we got it here. It should be typed up already.
All right.
So -1/1 is good. So the -1 sounds good, right? Somebody from Group C that did question C, can you just explain to us what result did you get and walk us through it really quickly?
We got x squared minus 5x plus 6.
X squared. Okay.
Minus 5x plus 6.
Right. So just real briefly, what did you do?
Just kind of add them together. So you turn the -6x into a -5x.
Right.
And then 8 minus 2.
Right. So it's basically like combined like terms, right?
Yeah.
Somebody that did question D, can you walk us through what you got? Like walk us through what you did and share your result with us, please. Uh-oh. Let's go to question D. Let's see who it was. I have to pick on somebody. That's the third one. Anybody from room 3? Mr. Willoughby, Smiley, Coleman Johnson, or Mr. Moore? Uh-oh. Are we missing some people? Let's come back to that one. What about question E? Anybody a spokesperson?
I could try.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you got it, bro.
All right. So I got x to the 4th power minus 6x cubed plus 18x squared minus 16x.
Oh my goodness, hang on. Sounds like a lot. I mean, it might be right. E, right? 3rd power, right? So, what did you do? What did you do for part E?
Well, because we incorporated that extra x, so that's why it was.
Yeah, don't remember that was the very thing. That's the very thing I was like, that's what you don't do. Don't incorporate an extra x. This is why I did the breakout rooms. But that's okay. That's good because I'd rather catch this kind of stuff now, right? So remember, there's no extra x here. Again, this means basically f times g, right? So then when you multiply, you get this answer that you see here.
Alright.
So that was okay. We'll make the necessary adjustments, and then we'll be good to go going forward. Anybody that did F, you get a result?
Yeah. So basically, we had to simplify the function and then combine the necessary terms, such as subtracting. So the answer we got was x squared minus 4x.
Wait, what did you do?
We had to simplify the function, so we had to, we plugged it in, we divided it.
What letter?
I'm sorry?
Which one did y'all do?
Oh, that was for F.
Yeah. So you said f divided by g, right?
Mhm.
What's
Well, that's how you set it up. But then you just had to combine the like terms and you simplify it.
but there are no like terms to combine.
Well, we subtracted 6, like for there, -6 and 2.
Mm-mm. Nope, nope, nope. Mm-mm. No, no, no. Right here, these two, right? This factors. You can factor this. So because we're dividing here, we can't. These are not like terms, right? We can't cancel those. We can't cancel those. We can't subtract them. We have to cancel the like terms. So what we have to do here is like factor this guy. It's gonna factor into something like this, and then we can cancel like this. All right. So I don't know. That's gonna take practice to get people to see that one. Now, if we were doing subtraction up here, like this one up further up, we would distribute the negative, right? And then you would combine like terms. -6 plus -x is -7. 8 plus 2 is 10, right? But here with division, we can't, like this, none of these, you can't add and subtract across the division bar. You can only cancel factors. And factors are things that are either multiplied or divide. So you see how down here, we have multiplication up top. So this factor gets canceled with this one. But we can't cancel the twos or anything like that. We don't do that because these are terms. We can't cancel terms. We can only cancel factors. Terms are things that we add and subtract. Factors are things that we multiply and divide. I see the time. I'm about to let everybody go. Okay, and I think that was the last one. So we're gonna have our work cut out for us, right? We're gonna have some practice. That was actually pretty good though. Like I think everybody did great, and I'm glad that we had whatever errors we did, and we had those experiences together because if you made those mistakes on your own, then somebody else might make the same mistake, and then that mistake might persist longer. Versus when we do this stuff together, and then like, wait a minute, remember, don't do that. So now we have more people that have a similar experience, right? So on that note, we're actually it was actually a win across the board. On that note, we're actually going to end the session here. Okay, I didn't want to keep you guys past this time, and plus I kind of need to get set up for the next class. So we're going to end the session here, and from one beautiful mind to another, enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.
Stay up, Professor. Peace.
All right.
All right, Professor Gang.
Take care. All right, let me make a note here. What's today? Did we hit our mark? We essentially hit our mark. Today's what, Monday? Let's see, stopped here. This is Monday, the 28th. I don't know why I keep doing that. 2020. And I'm going to say start here. So I'll do it like this. Start here. Tuesday, September 29th. At 3:50. All right, that looks good. Let's go ahead and stop the stream. We can close this out. Close that out for right now.